Good Saturday morning to you. It is a little warmer than it was last Saturday morning. It's pretty nice outside here. Of course, my allergies will act up if I'm out here too long, but it is beautiful and it's quiet. The birds are singing. See the sun come up over the neighbor's house there. Watching the birds fly through the air. Just a nice, peaceful morning. I was reading in the book of Romans in chapter 5 where it talks about patience and tribulation and work of patience. Patience, experience hope. And I know I've heard for years, never pray for patience. I have to get a laugh. I see these memes and little things that people post on Facebook about they're going stir crazy because they're in the house and I mean, I think some of us don't have patience for anything. Well, that scripture talks about having patience. There are things that we go through that just teach us a lesson. And honestly, if we will save that in our memory bank and go back and look at the videotape again later, it only helps us to get through the next thing we go through, and the next thing we go through, and the next thing we go through. I believe it was Job said that man's life is full of trouble. He's a few days here, and his days are full of trouble before he leaves to go be with the Lord. A few days and full of trouble. Well, we could focus on all the bad things. And it's a sad thing, but at times like this, that's what a lot of people do. They focus on all the bad things. And I would say to you today, don't focus on the bad things. Look at the good things that you have. Look at the good things that God has blessed you to have. Depending on whether you're a Christian, depending on how close you've walked with the Lord, possibly you look at this different. You can either say God has allowed this to happen to us, or God has done this to us. God has brought this to happen to us. However you want to look at it, we're here. And until it's over, we ain't going nowhere. So we probably do need a little patience. We probably do, you need to have patience with the people that are in leadership positions. Because I'm telling you, there ain't no one ever seen anything like this. And this is a time where you could maybe think to yourself, would you do any better? Would you want the weight of all these people on your shoulders and of every decision being made to fall on you? Sometimes we fail to have patience with our loved ones and with our friends and our neighbors. And I can be just as guilty of that as anybody else. So living in a fast food society where we want it and we want it now, as Brother Mike Priest said once at church. It doesn't always happen when we want it. It may settle in for a while and wait for it to be over, but it doesn't always happen when we want it. Years ago when I started with Heartland Hospice, about 13 years ago, there was a family, and some of those folks still work for the company, but their father had passed away, and they knew me just for a brief period of time. They asked me if I would sing at their father's funeral, and so I did. And like I said, I was co-workers with about 3 of those family members at the time. They were STNAs, state tested nursing assistants. And over the years, different things would happen in their life. we would talk about things, but then their mother passed, and they asked me to sing the same song at their mother's funeral. And so evidently it was their mother's favorite or their favorite. It was something that was calming to them. So I'll sing you a piece of it that I thought of this morning when I stepped out here. Once again I faced Satan this morning, and I battle him all the day long. But in my weakness, God brings reinforcement. And at sundown, I'll sing victory song. And the sun's coming up in the morning. Every tear will be gone from my eye. This old clay's gonna give way to glory, and like an eagle I'll take to the sky. Next verse says, in a world filled with doubt and confusion, it's so hard when you don't understand. But I'll stand on the solid foundation, and I'll hold to an unchanging hand. It's been, I guess, going on 3 weeks now since we've seen our grandkids and been able to give them a hug. And we talk to them, and I would advise you to do the same as well. Talk to them on Facebook, on Messenger. There's apps on there where you can hit it and you can see them, and they'll talk and you'll talk. And I'd say talk to your loved ones like that. And but we got to have patience. This thing runs its course however it is, and we'll be united again. We'll be able to be in person for all of you from the church, and we'll be able to have fellowship again. Just take a little while, but hang on. Victory is not just coming, it's already here, folks. It's ours. Thank you, and God bless.